Welcome to an Abington COPES moment. My name is Kevin Tocci, and I will serve as the guest host or co-host on this program. The idea of this program is to shine a light on the things that Abington COPES does, not only for the folks who are in recovery, but the community at large. I'm not here as a spokesperson, but I'm here to help with the message. Joining me, of course, is the chair of Abington COPES, Melissa Cook. Melissa, how are things these days with Abington COPES and the mission?
First, good morning. Thank you for having me. And things are pretty well, pretty good. We just, it's now November, but we just had still kind of recovering from our September's our biggest month, and those events went really well. So we're, kind of taking a little bit of breath, and we're refocused and going forward, and everything's going pretty good.
Let's start with talking. First, you had the road race.
Yes, yep.
And it's becoming an annual staple.
Yes.
How did that go? How well attended was it?
So it was I can't believe it was our third annual 5K already. So that's pretty crazy to me. It was bigger. It was the biggest year yet. We had over 400 people register to run and walk, and that was up over 100. So I feel like between year 1 and 2, we went up 100, 2 to 3 up 100. So I feel like year 4, I'm confident we're going to break 500. So I feel like there's a lot of spectators too. Like, it's a family day. We have face painting, we have food trucks, we have music, and we had our cornhole board. So it's, not just about, running a race, but it's community togetherness. And I feel like when I looked out and saw everybody and, to thank everybody for coming, it's like, wow, look at this day we've created together. So it was really good.
Then you had an interesting MC or individual who kind of shared the race results, and Raul Martinez.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he's awesome. He, one of my good friends, Pam Neely, is friends with his family. So she asked him 2 years ago, and he willingly said yes, and it's great and it's wonderful, and the energy he provides just makes the day that much better. So I super appreciate him, and so many people, giving their time on that day to make it successful. So.
And then not too soon later, you had a candlelight vigil, and Mother Nature didn't necessarily cooperate, but you were able to hold it in the Frollo gym, right?
Yes, yep. That was just 4 days after our overdose awareness vigil with Rockland Cares. It's the second year we've co-hosted with them. So they did it last year. It was our turn to host. We were going to do it at Riley Field, but the weather, we had... It was like the driest September ever, right? For 3 weeks, there was no rain, and then on the day of. So it happens. We needed the rain, so we were able to pivot, and I thank everyone over at Frollo for allowing us to come in and put that on. Having to pivot, we had to get a custodian, and the school department for making that happen for us. It was a beautiful night. We did the best we could with what, to try to make it look as pretty as we could. And we had Patrina Foley. She provided the music. Beautiful, beautiful voice. It was a real poignant night. I think it was meaningful to everybody that came, and just to continue to let people know, they still matter. They still have a voice. They are, they just breaking down the stigma of it all, and holding space together, as a community for people to grieve too. So, for that night, we don't feel alone. And hopefully we can just carry that on, take that feeling you had with you that night, those feelings, and just bring it throughout.
And it's also to let folks know that the struggle is real, and that it's from all ages, all walks of life.
Yep.
It doesn't matter as far as their financial backgrounds, that everybody can be susceptible to when it comes to addiction.
Yeah, nobody, like you said, anybody, it doesn't, that stigma that, they, they didn't want this, they never wanted this for themselves. And it's just one bad choice, can just set it off. And, they didn't want their families to put their families through this, but I really appreciate being able to do it with Rockland Cares, to give space for community members to honor their loved ones and grieve and let them know, like, it's okay.
There is one more, I think, key event for Abington COPES. Am I correct? I know you're going to have, there are other things that are be happening in regards to the community, but coming up in a couple of weeks, you've got the skating at the Whitman Carousel, right?
Yes. So this is our first. We're kind of like calling them middle school meetups, because I feel like to offer, there's not a ton of, there's like timber lanes. There's a few things locally that the kids, teens, tweens can go hang out and do something. So just because I feel like socialization at that point in a safe environment where they're not, partaking in substances, just coming out, hanging out together, maybe off their phones for a little bit. And we like to be able to offer activities like those to get them into the habits of making good decisions, doing the right things on the weekends. So that is November 16th from 7 to 9 at the Carousel. And the flyer will be going out on social media today. Just email us your child's name at abingtoncopes@gmail.com. And that'll be the first. There's going to be a few of them this year that we'll be doing. So we did... A couple weeks ago for the high schoolers, we offered a discounted ticket to Barrett's Haunted Mansion because, it is a little bit pricey, understand why, but we thought it might be nice for kids to get a little bit of, if they could get some money off, they might be more likely to be able to do that. So we wanted to, that was a couple weeks ago and we had a good handful of kids partake in that. So that was something good we got to do with the high school kids too. So
how important is it to engage our youth and make them aware that we care and that there are certain dangers and pitfalls that they face if they don't make the right decisions?
Say that question again? How?
So how important is it to be engaging with our youth and them knowing that there's an organization like Abington COPES that their best interest is important.
Right.
And that, there's somebody there for them.
Right. Well, to make it, we want them to make healthy choices around substances and, other coping skills if they feel they're the healthy coping skills, teaching them that and letting them know that they matter. Everyone matters. You're important. You have a bright future, but you have to make good choices, good, healthy choices.
And I know I noted that there's an upcoming event, but also, again, holiday season, and we know that Abington COPES will be a part of Christmas at the Grove.
Christmas at the Grove. Love Christmas at the Grove. So grateful for Abington Celebrates for being here and letting so many organizations be involved in those community days. So we'll be at Christmas at the Grove. We did cookie decorating last year for the first year, and it was like a huge hit. We had like hundreds of cookies, and my husband actually had to go run to Trukey's because we ran out. So it was a big hit. So we'll be fully prepared this year. We didn't know how popular it was going to be. And then we always have resources at our table. We have Narcan available. We always try to push the Narcan. And I do want to say, from the first time I think it was about 2 years ago, the first time we were at our community tables with Narcan, people kind of didn't, they really didn't know what Narcan was. They didn't know if they should take it. Like, they were very skeptical of it, just like, oh, I don't need that. Do you know what I mean? And I could say from Oktoberfest, like, the education has come a long way. Like, people are like Narcan and they take it. Yep, can I have one? Now they're asking, and because bystanders are present in 1 in 3 overdoses, so you never know. And we just encourage people, keep it in your glove compartment. You don't know, and the community's so open to taking it, and we get a lot out into the community by doing our resource tables. So
if you can save a life, that's important.
Why not? Yeah.
And if maybe you don't know how to administer Narcan, maybe somebody in the crowd, someone who is suffering an overdose, would be able to administer it.
Right. And there's on the box, it's just 3 steps. You peel it open, you place it in the nostril and press. So
it's not hard.
Yeah.
Not hard at all.
And it can't hurt too. So Yeah.
How important, you mentioned about Abington Celebrates, they do multiple events every year, starting with, they do Founders Day,
Yep.
right?
Yes. Yeah.
You talked about Oktoberfest.
Yep.
And then Christmas. I mean, do you find that you're looking forward to these events so you can have a resource table
Yeah.
to be there?
Oh, yeah. I get so excited when they're coming up because it's like the best way. It's such a great avenue to be in front of the community. There's so many people, not just community, but surrounding community members and the fireworks. And it's just, you're looking out and seeing the families, and it's just like good old-fashioned fun. So super grateful for Abington Celebrates.
We have some good news. I believe that there was a Drug-Free Communities grant, a community grant that was received by Abington COPES. Tell us about it.
Yes. Okay. So this is like you said, the Drug-Free Community Grant through the CDC. And this is a super competitive grant. Only 100 get awarded in the country every year. So it was a super intense process. I am not a grant writer, had never done anything like this. So probably one of the harder things I have had to do was to write for this grant. And it was like a 14-month process in the making. So we found out mid-September we were awarded it. And I do have to say, so the application was due one day before my sister's 3-year anniversary. So I knew I had some good juju, coming. So, but it was a very hard application. It consumed me for like 2 months. So then when we found out I got it, I was like, thank you, Megan. So it's 10 years. Well, we got awarded 1 through 5, and then you write for continuation, and then that will give you 6 through 10. So it's a big deal, and it's kind of prestigious. So the school administration, Kate Casey and Jonathan Bourne and Peter Schaefer and Felicia, they were all we needed to get a survey done to apply for this grant, and they all were super helpful and on board with it. So super grateful for that partnership too.
How rewarding is this? Again, you said we don't have a grant writer.
No.
But yet there's proof in the pudding that you were able to write for this grant, successfully achieve it, which means that this could bode well in the future. You've learned, it was a learning process.
Oh, totally, yeah. And I don't often say, like, I'm proud of myself. Those aren't words, but, like, I'm super proud that we got this grant. So, yeah, it's kind of in the prevention world, so I should say that it is prevention, drug-free community. So the goal, it's the nation's leading effort to prevent substance misuse among youth. So it is all prevention. So, the prevention field is pretty niche, but it's no, there are communities throughout the South Shore in this area that have it. So.
Does this effort and this success inspire you to seek out other grants? And if you are successful, where will a lot of those proceeds go?
Does it to seek out other grants? I mean, probably, but like I'm going to pause for a minute before I even think of doing looking into another.
It's a lot of time invested.
Yeah, right. And so for this grant, there's so many different ways you could put the money, use the money. But there's a lot of things you don't think of, like taking with community members, taking like an environmental scan, looking like, okay, where are the areas that maybe kids are on the weekends? Where are they? Are they hanging out at the Grove per se, or somewhere? What can we do in the community? And running focus groups and stuff like that. So really identifying the problem, getting community partners involved, and coming up with strategies and solutions.
Okay. Something I probably should have also asked you when we're talking Christmas at Grove. Talk to us about a gift drive. I think that's something else that Abington COPES does.
Yep. So this is also my friend Pam Neely. When our kids were in 3rd grade, we were at the PTO at Woodsdale and kind of just came up with the idea to run a drug-free community in DFC. They're so DFC, DCF, so I didn't want to confuse them. We wanted to run a drive, and we did that, but now we just run it through Abington COPES. So we take, depending, 25 to 30 kids' Christmas list, and we get a Google Doc together, and we make it happen. We get the info out into the community, and they've always come through. So my husband gets us a truck, and we fill it with Christmas presents, and I bring it over to the DCF office in Brockton, and it's something just, I mean, to just witness it every year, it like just is, it's beautiful.
To get back.
Yeah. To see the community and like what we can do for kids, so.
It's also worth noting, and you've mentioned Pam not once but twice, but she's also a member of the school committee.
She is, yeah.
Right? So she's serving, she's 6 months into her first term.
Yep. Oh, and she did help me with the grant for the budget. Pam's a numbers person. I did not know what to do, so she helped with the budget. So she would hate that I'm on here saying like, mentioning her name, but she is worth it. Like she's worth
She was
mentioning.
essential.
She was, yeah. So.
Okay. One thing that I know that you want to kind of get the word out about is the Sober Living Scholarships. What is that, and how does one go about applying for it?
Yep. So we were, through the town settlement money, there we were awarded some money. We applied and we received it. Grateful for that. So any individual looking to get into sober living or is in sober living but needs a little help paying rent, or looking to get in, or any other assistance, or maybe even their family members too, they can email abingtoncopes@gmail.com, and we have an application. But I just want to get that word out into the community, so I appreciate this opportunity to be able to do that, because I know there's people out there struggling, and people still don't know our name as much as I think they may. So we're here, we have money to support you, so please reach out.
One of a couple of things we have left to discuss, and that is monthly meetings. You have a catchphrase: "Come for the cookies, stay for the meeting, stay for the conversation."
Yep.
Right?
Yep. We meet the second Wednesday of the month in the Abington Police Station Community Room at 6:00.
Okay. Well attended? Are you looking to get attendance up?
Always. I mean, we're always looking to get attendance up, always looking to get people involved. Whether you're a parent, you have someone struggling, or you just want to, give back to the community. I feel like we have a good core group that comes, and if they can't, oh, sorry, I can't make it this month. But I do feel we have a good core group, like at the vigil, I think we got a picture of us together. I always forget to get like group pictures, and so this is me out loud saying for the 5K next year, I want to make sure I get a group picture. Yeah, but I'm super appreciative of them giving their time, and they're just great people, and we become friends, and we're kind of like a little family. So.
Well, that's important. A community is like family, when they come together. If folks want to find out more information about Abington COPES, anything that we have talked about, they want to find out more about what the topics are during the monthly meetings, how can they do that?
Facebook and Instagram, Abington COPES, and then our website is abingtoncopes.org. Okay. And again, my email, abingtoncopes@gmail.com.
Anything we haven't touched upon during our conversation, but you want to kind of put out there to the viewers?
I don't think so. Just if you're struggling, we're here for you. If you have a family member struggling, we're here for you too. And you matter, and you've got this.
Thank you very much for the conversation today. Thank you for tuning into a program like this. As Melissa says, is you don't have to go this alone. If you are struggling, you know somebody who is struggling, there is help. There are ways, that there are people who care, who will be willing to provide assistance, a conversation at that, if you need it. Until our next conversation, our next Abington COPES moment, have a good day.